known Kim very long. I wasn't here in '79 when he came. I was in Oklahoma. But I moved back here in '05 and immediately got involved in everything I could get involved in. And that put me with homemakers and a lot of things involved with the extension service here. And so, of course, I've had lots of opportunities to be involved in things that Kim was part of. Now, I have to say that it was really hard for me to come up with something that would be, you know, a proper roasting thing, because I think a person should be properly roasted. That is how people know that they are cared about. But I really did have a hard time with that because, like I said, I really haven't been back in the county, well, it's about 8 years now, I guess. That is a long time. But I was thinking about the first time I met Kim and my first impression. You know, first impressions are really interesting. Sometimes they're good and accurate, and sometimes they're not. Well, I have to say my first impression of Kim was not exactly accurate. I was sitting at a meeting. My mother drug me to everything in the county when I first got back because she wanted me to be involved. And of course, that's my nature, so there I was. Well, he came in, you know how Kim is, and his all shucks, y'all, laid back manner, and you know. And I thought, who is this guy? And so, I mean, I didn't have a negative opinion about him. I just thought, that's interesting. So, over the course of time, of course, I got to know Kim a little bit better. And the one thing that I've been involved in a lot of things, leadership on Owen County and different things. But my one favorite thing has been the small business success workshop. And I've done it twice, so you'd think I'd be successful by now. But, so I want to tell you a couple of things that I learned from Kim. First of all, one of the big things that I learned from Kim is that to be successful in business, you have to have an elevator speech. Now, I do not know about you, but I never thought in my whole life that I'd have to talk to an elevator. But I have a good elevator speech, and if that ever comes up, I can do it. Well, then another thing that I learned from Kim, well, one day we were having a meeting, and he had this big thing on the board that said SWOT. I thought, poor thing, he does not know how to spell. SWOT is S-W-A-T. Well, come to find out, it was an acronym, so I was really, it set my mind at ease that he really is quite educated and knows a lot of stuff. And then probably the biggest thing that I learned from Kim is that you gotta have a plan. And it does not matter how many great ideas you have, does not matter what your skill level is in those great ideas that you have to have a plan. And so we've spent a lot of time working on plans for different things. And I have a couple of small business ventures that I have in the back of my head that I actually have plans for. And it's all because Kim took the time to care about small business in Owen County and care about the small business person. So even though I, gave him a couple of funny things, the reality is I found him to be a very progressive person who cares about the future of this county. And so I'd just like to say to you, I hope you have a plan for, for your retirement, because if you don't, I am sure that there are a lot of us that can find one for you.